If we got your dream of a second referendum, what would the options be on the ballot? Because depending who I talk to, I get different answers.
For me, it would be Mrs May's deal, because it probably is about the best deal that she could get, versus Remain.
That's it?
That's me. That's for me.
No hard Brexit? No,
because one of the problems is arguably that it's almost undeliverable, the hard Brexit,
yeah, but
because it would be
but
so
here's the problem.
irresponsible.
Right, but here's my problem with this. So what they would say, though, the Brexiteers, is, well, our Brexit never got a chance. Theresa May's plan is not Brexit, so you would actually effectively have on the ballot for a second referendum no option to vote for what people, in their eyes, originally voted for.
Well, you see, this is the problem. We get into grave difficulty when we talk about what Brexiteers say, because my majority of my constituents that voted Leave, and 52% of my constituents voted Leave, they did not. They bought the promises that they'd get a deal, it would make them better off, we wouldn't crash out without a deal.
Right, but a Remainer has been doing the deal, so they smell a conspiracy.
If I may say,
they think a prime minister who voted.
This is always the problem.
Well, no,
because all the talking.
You can't just bang on here like you can on other programmes. I'm going to challenge you. Theresa May is a Remainer, right? So the argument goes from the Brexiteers, well, she would get this
well, let's just say a couple
because
of things.
she's a Remainer.
Well, that's desperately unfair, because one of the...
It's true, isn't it?
No, because I think, actually, I think Theresa was a reluctant Remainer, but in any event, remember, this is the person who, having taken the leadership of the party, absolutely had to deliver on Brexit, hence all the slogans like Brexit means Brexit and so on and so forth. And actually, I believe, look at that speech that she made in Lancaster House speech, she actually was adopting the hard Brexit line. That's why what has happened is that she's been persuaded through to this sort of peculiar middle way.
Well, or she just not got what she wanted from the EU. She just not got it.
Or she's just a bad negotiator who's got a bad deal.
No, this is... I don't accept that. The truth is...
Well, you wouldn't. You're a Remainer.
Because you don't let me finish. It's undeliverable. That's the truth of it.
Says a Remainer about a Remainer's plan.
Piers, you make a big mistake here. It's really not great for the debate just to say that everybody is blinded by their own views.
I don't see how you can not be blinded
barrister. I'm an old criminal barrister.
No, but you are blinded. You're blinded to
I'm going to finish my sentence if it kills me. As an old criminal barrister, one of the things that you are trained to have the ability to do is actually look at it from both points of view. And genuinely, you cannot do a hard Brexit. And in any event, it would be so catastrophic and it would put the border back in Northern Ireland, which would be against the treaty.
All right.
So my point is, it's probably illegal for a government to put it on a ballot paper because to deliver it would mean that you would break international law.
All right, John Mann, the only option is a second referendum in which a hard Brexit, which most people thought they were voting for, would simply not be on the option anymore. That's what Anna Soubry just said, right?
No, they didn't say they were voting for a hard Brexit.
It is indeed. So much for democracy then. The Anna Soubry democracy where the majority doesn't even get the chance to vote for what they voted for before. I mean, it is quite extraordinary. And she hasn't even had the bottle to put that proposal down as an amendment. It's not there. So she's proposing to use something she hasn't got the guts to put in front of Parliament this week. If do us a favour, Piers, can you stick her in the jungle? Get rid of her with her patronising tones. Might help get to the real debate, which is what should the country do? Because what everyone's telling me is get on with it. The problem we all have is if you ask them what the it is, they tend to vary in their views. And Parliament might have to sit for quite a long time to sort this mess out.
OK,
so how are you going to vote?
Well, Anna, hang on. I mean, he just said we should stick you in the jungle.
John,
you're patronising. What's your response?
John, that's bang out of order, as you know. The one thing I cannot be accused of is being a coward. Now, come on, stop messing about. Tell us how you're going to vote tomorrow.
Stick your amendment down.
Sorry, you tell us how you're going to vote tomorrow.
I have an amendment down. I have an amendment down, which you could add your name to if you want, which calls for the full guarantee on workers' rights, employment rights, health and safety and environmental standards.
John, how are you going to vote, Anna Soubry?
I'm asking the government to accept that.
How are you going to vote tomorrow, John?
I'll be much more inclined to support the government. Well, they haven't accepted my amendment yet. If my amendment doesn't go through, there's no possibility that I would support the government.
Right, and then what does Labour do? Does Labour want a general election?
Labour will want a general election and will propose that. I'm not sure that's going to get through, but that's one of the votes that will take place, I think.
And if
not
you
tomorrow,
have, and if you have an election
in the next few days.
All right, and if we have one and you win, and we have Prime Minister Corbyn, who has been flip-flopping all over the place on his position on this, would you then allow a second referendum? Would that be Labour Party policy after a year of Corbyn saying the complete opposite?
I have no idea. I have asked the question both publicly and privately, and it'd be helpful to know. I've no idea.
So you, as a senior Labour MP, haven't got a clue, despite, presumably, from what you just told me, asking Corbyn directly what he'd actually do if he won a general election. And you wonder why the country is so fed up with politicians.
At least you see what you see is what you get with me.
I haven't got a clue what the Labour policy in a general election would be, no.
Unbelievable.
It'd be useful to know that.
Why not?
Before tomorrow night.
All right.
The Labour Party is unbelievable.
You just said it, at least with you.
Shocking, isn't it?
Well,
no one. You're right. Here's a first. Absolutely right, Piers Morgan. I agree with you 100%. No wonder your viewers are fed up and appalled because even Her Majesty's opposition hasn't got a clue what it wants. And, of course, it means there is no proper, effective opposition. And in a good, healthy democracy, you always need that to challenge government, to try and untease all the issues and actually help people and lead people in this country. That's what we're really crying out for, good leadership to a safe place. Some of us have been calling for that for a very long time.
If your current leader loses tomorrow, will she go? Should she go?
I have no idea whether she would go. Change the leadership at this stage would be a catastrophe. But I can tell you the way we are going. If we don't get this sorted, we are going to have a government of national unity, cross-party, working together in the national interest. And I know it's an old chestnut for me, but get this back to the British people.
Yeah, but you see,
let them decide, and then that's the end of the matter.
Right, but the problem with your second referendum...
No, you do deal.
No, but the problem with your second referendum
will remain.
Hannah.
Then it's clear, and if the people say
Please let me get a word in.
If we get Theresa's deal, if she gets it voted, that's her mandate.
Right.
Get on, and then look at the causes of Brexit.
But the problem for the Brexiteers out there who voted to leave European Union and wanted to take back control is that the only options you want on a second referendum, another people's vote, does not include an option to actually have a third option, which is what they voted for.
No, you can't say that that's what they voted for. No, I'm sorry, I'm an elected politician.
Everybody voted. Correct me if I'm wrong. Every single person who voted leave because they believed we were taking back control.
No,
do you accept that?
No.
Oh, come on.
Right, so let me tell you why. I'm sorry, but I am somebody who knocks on people's doorsteps. I have a highly marginal
And they weren't taking back control. That wasn't what they voted.
People voted to leave for all sorts of different reasons.
The overriding reason was to take back control. This plan doesn't allow taking back control.
No.
Therefore, it's not Brexit. Therefore, your second referendum does not have a proper Brexit option. And you wonder why... You're furious at the opposition. I'm furious at you as a democratic member of parliament in this country. And I voted Remain, by the way, and would do again. But I'm furious at you for actually, in that instance, totally ignoring the will of the majority who voted
leave. But that is absolutely unfair. So I have constituents who will say to me, I voted leave because I thought we'd get an extra £350 million a week for the NHS. Fact. I've got other constituents, probably far more, who said, for me, it was about immigration. And yes, I dare say this. I have to say there were some who said, we've got too many Muslims, we've got too many brown and black people. Hell, got nothing to do with the EU. But you cannot say that, you just can't say this is what everybody voted for who voted leave.
All right.
You can't do that.
I think they all voted to change their minds. They all voted to leave a political institution which exercised control over the way we run our immigration, our laws and our economy. That was the common theme. People wanted out. And this plan leaves us half in. And if your referendum only has half in or back in, then that is not allowing a Brexit option, which I think is a total abrogation of democracy.
But, hell, what a shift we've had. Because when we launched the People's Vote, no disrespect to this programme, but for most of the media, completely ignored it. And now, here we are, sitting today, and this is the big conversation now.
OK.
That's how much it's changed. And that's a reflection of the change of the minds of the British people. They want a final say.
Final word, John Mann.
Yet she hasn't even dared put it down as an amendment. It would be an affront to democracy not to allow the Brexit option that people voted for in a referendum. And they won't even do that. And you wonder why people get, as you say, Piers, cynical about politics. It's about time Parliament sorted this out.